Until the course na
me Anthony Kabo. Se sofu bisi wo krom ha pass ohun adia. On tire me de besi wo 5 northern regions no. Na de bia akra pe ne prophecy wo. Ade na sofu enyi omu bia church wo so ho. Aden omu nyina asofu akese obetima abo 5 wo krom a obi ani branch bia wo so ho. Onko bia bi hwe.
But for a prophet to go to the extent say or through book a documented prophecy, no. That should tell you say bro. Obi bro, Mr. I beg you. Ajinasara unim baby oshase.
Yeah,
oshase was stream, I know.
Unim sir.
Yes.
Okay.
It's true that nobody or no or stream one.
Why prophecy da?
It's true that naba.
What say why casa prophecy? Why prophecy?
No menti. Maybe why there me.
Onyebi. Nyamina monya no sese no. Akra ni Kumasi pe no oni nkrofokasa o. Nyamina monya no sese no akra ni Kumasi pe ene yehunuoma wo ha ene nioma besu ade no menti se o maka bibia fa Upper West ya hier hu bibi ejabi beto wo ho isuo bi beto wo ho ohini kese bi bewu mi hu sa de o no mi hu da na se Buhari ba o mo ka se o mo mpiri makremoni be di president of Nigeria ana refiana some guy
it came up, yes.
Na election no only one coin nyani Kristo ni na coin,
yes.
Jonathan onye Kristo ni
o e Kristo ni
ekosi say.
So this is a very interesting conversation between Obi of Asampa FM and the Honorable Anthony Abeifa Akabu, former MP Edima Laura, yes, Abba Trumpeswasu, and a senior advisor, the Dr. Muhammad Bobia, and then the campaign team. Oh yes. Na was a Indian Krenamin country mose. A sofona one a shankom, a botro and a way benya and a big good body on much the book. Vision 1, Vision 2, Vision 3, Vision 4, Vision 5. Etra say, Kennedy a compre with the Ponobi, or say young Ukrainian country on the end to almost say. So almost only a merma. Young crop one from one, Mamma Shan come in the Kumasania Cranko, Umbra Northern region, and Meshan Como, as a Ubibu, as some say Betubi. Umbra Northern region, Matias or a Mrs. Shankom, and what you know about Jinasari. Or some other Jinasari Shankom. To me, it's to Danaba. Yes, and I saw a crowd enough. On Shankom that. Namonwa, I saw for no. Every crowd, you my book cry. So we be winning and we be winning. Was a young country Prophet Bernard El Bernard say. So was a young couple friend. One match ready base of 5 northern regions. About Tronom Quatron. One Ramekas will be the woo, will be by say. That's any Pacrono, or better than do it. Our air. Na annuity was saying to the Dr. Muhammad Baumia. A bar, obey the message you wabon. Conversation was very interesting and Papano. What else were a bema? What was and why a bema pa with Dinkomo, Nebusia, a Jabrenetti, Bibra highest smart Africa media, Jabrenetti
events in the last few days, which seems to show that there is some kind of momentum behind some of the other contestants, no? Mbo who as an advisor to Baumia.
No, Mbo Mukra.
We are sure.
Mbo Mukra. And I mean, the MPP delegates have never gotten it wrong. Look, this election, and yet look, the most controversial, heated elections in this party is in the history.
That's 2007,
and
probably.
Alan, any Akufo-Addo election,
2007.
it was the most fierce election. The election that had the tendency to divide the party right in the middle. But that election did not. That election united the MPP. It was the grassroots will speak and the leadership will have to listen. Because election, you know, in India also. Why any Kriska? Yeah, why any Akufo-Addo did not follow Akufo-Addo because of money. It was the genuine love for Akufo-Addo. And the fact that Akufo-Addo had prepared so well for that election. The recruits he had for that election, oh man, fantastic guys. The guys knew the grounds and they knew the campaign.
Onye uja onu bia utimi take strong decisions, bold decisions. Onye firm, he's weak. Knowing him from close range, you know what I'm saying.
I think you
saying how about describing.
You see, you need to fear people like that. You were Tamils, not saying.
Boko.
Ira Kufo, not saying.
Boko.
Now, President Otia Kunyasu Neno, what is saying?
Boko.
Until go, Yabutre. It's not, Amamono, and yet giddy no near the Buamanu. And that tough, Debbie, and I be Dika Catro, said Jack. As you know, the funny po. As you know, and the funny pa. Ghana has gone beyond this Rawlings type presidency. We've gone past that. Our country's democracy has progressed. The Ghanaian people themselves want somebody who is toned down, well considered, who is measured, who reflects how Ghana is, who we are. Ghanaians are not. That's not the nature of our country. We are a very conservative nation. We are very, very conservative. Because you need a strong leader. No, we need a calm head. Somebody who can be considerate, somebody who is measured, somebody who, Obia, just say, you can carry the nation across. Kufuor was never a weakling. He was never, you know it. But look at the things Kufuor did. Some of the bold decisions that Kufuor take here, could that be coming from a weak leader? Could that be? They used to call him the gentle giant. Why did they give him that name? Of course, a giant is not supposed to be. Samson wasn't gentle, was he? The Bible says that. I mean, but Ghanaians knew that he was a type of president and no papa. You need somebody who is approachable, a president that the people can speak to without fear. You should be able to speak your mind to your president. That's the kind of president you want for. Why do you want to be fearful? Is that Idi Amin we are going to elect? Or we are going to elect a military man to lead the country? Then we could go for any of the generals. That's not the type of president we are looking for. Ghana, Boko, our democracy can thrive if we have people who are cast in that mode. Obi, we're not looking for.
But how do you respond to those who have said, sir, the youth of today, an unconventional leader, a different type of leader? Kweku Kwatin says, in quote, a madman, somebody who would come and disrupt the status quo and do things anew. Any boko diplomatic kind of leadership, no? Leaders who would come and shake the system.
President Kufuor.
Yes.
After how many years no the president?
Yes.
Program so he's the best president in the Fourth Republic.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But he was not an unconventional leader. But he brought some of the most far-reaching reforms today Ghana is standing on. Free health insurance alone. F-Cube. Health insurance alone. Must it take somebody to disrupt? No. It takes an efficient leader who can say, I will get this done. Doesn't mean shouting and no. I mean, you are in politics and not a military regime. If we are looking for a leader who come and make sure that by 6 o'clock in Nayada, then let's call the military in. Okay? Let's call the military in to come and deal with this matter. But so long as people are going to cast their vote, people are going to queue and vote. Obi, you don't expect a president who come and talk down the country. Is that the kind of president you're looking for? Is that the kind of president your children, you want your children to look up to? No. I don't want that. I want the president who speaks and my son will sit back and say, Dad, this is presidential. This is the behavior and character of a president or a leader. We are looking for results-oriented leadership. The reason why Okofoka said the young people are frustrated, they are frustrated because we do not have leaders who can get the results we are looking for.
But
so it has nothing to do with say Nipano a giant or Nipano a tinti or Nipano has a husky voice or the person is so stern and shouting down people. No, that's not what is going to get us results.
Sebaumie Jina platforms na or Kasa. What is he selling to delegate about himself?
Look, as far as I am concerned, Baumie's vision for the country is already known. He's marketed himself. He's put up those ideas. I mean, currently as we speak, we all have agreed, you have agreed, sitting on this studio, that our current gold for oil, gold for reserve program, that idea, as we speak, is not even documented in the books of economics. Is that not something coming from somebody who probably is in a different mind thinking? It's not. Tell me which economics book would you find that idea in? Where? It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. With the current happenings in the global economy post-COVID, it's not there. Nobody has propounded that. That alone should be something. I mean, so for me, it is ideas. Obi, you can be the... We can go to a gym and get somebody to become a president. But it may be just empty person who cannot deliver anything for our country. That's not the kind of leader I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody who can think outside the box, because the current problem we have is not the recycling of old issues. That's not what it is. In any case, no. Now, that's the point. That's where we are. I mean, Akufo-Addo came into office, and his priority at the time was that, look, every year, over 90,000 students leave the junior secondary school system, and maybe just about 5 to 10% are able to proceed to the next stage. Akufo-Addo made a definite decision that, look, I am going to make senior high school education free. That's a bold decision. Very bold decision. And he used the state money, the taxes of our country, to fund that. That is leadership. So when it comes to what is Bawumia's unique selling proposition, I have always come to this conclusion that ideas run a nation.
Yes.
And Bawumia has already displayed that if given the opportunity, these are the ideas that I am going to put on the table. And some of them include digitalization of various sectors of our economy, and that will also throw in a lot of jobs for the young people. People say, oh, Messi factory. My brother, not all of us want to work in a factory. Me, sitting here, if factories were workable, the North would have been with so many factories. What has happened to the Bulgar meat factory? You don't have the meat. So you build a factory, you wasted your time. President Mills, Haruna Idrisu, then trade minister, they commissioned some sugar factory they wanted to open in Savulugu somewhere. It won't go anywhere. Not because a factory is not important, but you must understand what resources do you have in that area that you want to process into finished products and add value to. Those are important issues.
Yeah, but Monsua pushing the idea of factories. Now I've said, so listen.
Yes.
Yeah, in biggest challenge as a country, youth unemployment. They are in their millions.
Agree.
Until the 2028 election will be defined by not just the economy, but also job creation. The person promising to create jobs must have credibility in that regard. Say, personally, we're creating jobs there. And that has been the campaign message for the Agyapong campaign. Say, he has a body of work to show. So we're creating jobs. None of the other candidates have been able to say that. And I must say, if jobs is the major issue, then Agyapong is your answer. And then I can add the found.
You see, what I don't like to do is to respond to ideas people have propounded in an internal context.
Yes.
I really don't like to do that. But let me ask you this. In 2000, when President Kufuor was coming, previously, because jobs have always been
I remember it was a major issue in 2000. Yes.
It's not changed.
Yes.
So those calling for that won't change. You see, to be successful in the private sector is different from success in the
managing a country,
in the public sector and the management of the country. They're completely different issues. In the private sector, you pay people, so when you talk, they jump. You can hire and fire at will. Nobody cares. But when you get into the public sector,
you have unions to confront.
It's a completely different situation. It's not the same. So when you say somebody has a credibility and all of those things, I laugh. Because that is not, it's a completely different ball game. President Kufuor came in. Even when President Kufuor was becoming president, you heard the things they said about President Kufuor. You see, brick factory, the man went to me, Kotoko, board chairman, went to me. They said these things, but Kufuor came in with a clear idea that, look, guys, the golden age of business is the private sector. So my duty as president is to ensure that I make the private sector competitive. Government creates an enabling environment, allows the private sector to take commanding heights of the economy, and they will throw up these jobs. That is how it has worked everywhere in the world. Even Germany, of all, look at a country like Japan. It's not individuals it's the private sector that must drive the growth of the country. So Kufuor came in and had a minister for private sector public development. You remember that?
Private sector, I think initially
it was Danny Ban. At some point, Danny Ban became private sector minister, and then Indum Sukoho, Kwame Nabatels also became the minister. And at that time, you look at ensuring that you bring interest rates down. Time President Kufuor be president. Na Ghana before COVID be president. Na Ghana has SIM card. Near tobacco, me SIM card I'm using it on 3 million. Kufuor be president here na SIM card bo ebe ye 1 cedi wo maimu ha phones are ye free China buy ye be gumu a chese nkrasi for ye nyina ye tumi tuto phones ni bi. Satam ukura 3310 na jack uye guy e wa Accra. And it takes, and look, even fuel. It took President Kufuor to come in to expand because he adopted a policy of deregulation. By deregulation means that let us reduce the involvement of government and let's allow the market to regulate the price, and that way private sector people can be part of the process and the pie will grow bigger, jobs will be created. It takes ideas. Because I have never seen, even China, a lot of the things happening in China are not private sector driven. It's not government, and they've been able to hold down a country that was one time a poor country 30 years ago. Today, it is one of the most advanced economies in the world. In fact, if not the biggest or the largest or the fastest growing in the world. Why? Because Chairman Mao and the rest of the people who have come after him have followed a consistent vision of allowing Chinese in the private sector to take the commanding heights of the economy and with the backing of government. That is what we need in this country. Polls data.
Polls data as the foundation for prophecy. And
I mean, catch Yet the mob say, I didn't yet mu unia, so for yet I didn't say, and then post no economic intelligence unit for the Biaba, Nina, the 51 Muhosa, and into Woody, Shaka, the first one, and Common Obeshe. What does it must entiame
to the Akos and you
me, Anthony Cabo. Says Sofu BC will chrome her pass on Muabia. On Chile, the Bessie of 5 northern regions. No, now there be a crap any prophecy. I don't know so for you, Omumbia church was for Aden omunyina asofo akese ubetima about 5 okroma obi ani branch bia wo soro ho onko bia bi hwe masa eti nyoma ni bi wo ha. But
for a prophet to go to the extent say or through book a documented prophecy, no, that should tell you say
bro Obi bro Mr. I beg you Ajinasaro unim be Oshase.
Yeah, Oshase was stream, I know.
Unim sir.
Yes.
Okay.
It's true that nobody or no or stream one day.
Why prophecy da?
It's true that naba.
Oh, so why casa prophecy? Why prophecy?
No, menti. Maybe why dear me.
Onyebi. Nyamina monya no sese no. Akra ni Kumasi pe no oni nkrofokasa o. Nyamina monya no sese no. Akra ni Kumasi pe ene yehunuoma wo ha ene nioma besu. Ade no menti say o maka bibia fa Upper West, ya here who be Jabi Beto or Isubi Beto or any can say, me who's at your man, me who that will be their butcher me. Share Uko Nigeria, yeah, Baba, yeah, election, Buhari as president. Yeah, you call Nigeria. And you may cause Nigeria in the Christian domino. Jack, and yeah, Wakana. Yeah, Wakana. Nase Buhari ba omo kaze omo prima kremoni be di president of Nigeria. Ana reviana. Some guy.
It came up, yes.
Na election no only one coin. Nyani Christo ni na coin.
Yes.
Jonathan onye Christo ni.
Oh, a Christo ni.
Ekosi say. Mama program. Ekosi wa Sempa FM. Ekosi say. Buhari free wa okoi. En work over Tinubu buy.
Yes.
Tinubu dey your ticket no double ticket o. Yenya sofwa kesiye big pastors wo mo kase akwano ni ade no ekosi sei e
was Sempa FM
Ghana ha wo mo ka kire ye say there's no way obi e wodi 72 betime di president wo Ghana ha ene ka kire mo say hey munya butre o Nigeria fo yi 72 Mandela free priest na ba be di president wodi 72 Biden obabedi akonya no wedi 72 ati yesremo adena mo kano enye age ne ediko election no eye strategy eye enye ediko election enti won cross stra na ene bi wo ene yesi ena we kro ba ye no kra no ni krom kra no ya nto ama no na atamis kra no office central region ede ne ba ye no 2000 afantifo no dinati say na wo central region
yes western
region sa enclave mu dinati 2004 mudineti
no
enso o appreciative vote kakra ho 2008 mudine baye NDC for sande baye no what was the vote MPP got in central region mus sa ho nyina allocated corps no da form no mo hihye afarefo no mo kansem na milsi tuka sa no okoho adi wo fia woye sa na mills di bedi akonwa no Intimidiana election idea.
Yes, audio even as a Catholic, no sir, prophecy in elections.
Now Catholic Church yeah prophecy do.
That mean Catholic.
Say yeah prophecy yeah rosary no ni echi. Oh Hail Mary, Mother of God, pray for us and that's why we still become one of the biggest congregations in this country. Intimidia so prophecy no. Na say na be ba akra me be hu say abibibi wo sa o.
Be ye adwuma ho.
Pacho.
In elections, I hear you,
media. I said, "Woman, ejidi no."
Onyini. But onyini say ebenya influence on 31st.
Me say
31st elections.
Election way.
Yes.
Prophecy.
Yes.
Say denti.
Because prophet back on why consistent, no. Aka say.
Why consistency?
Aka say. Can the Agyapong or say nothing can change? That is how definite it is. So
Charlie,
it cannot change.
Charlie, unim say sa prophecy ya tama 2023 there no.
Yes.
Oshia wo Kempiski o say.
Yes.
No ye bibi. Say ya edima Alan.
Yes.
Omo kasa wo pa o sa tip na bo. Koto abano. Sa so for no musa antimi be kasa e. Inti me die. She elections nipa ho adwuma ne ye.
But polls the OGD.
Polls they give you an indication of trends.
Okay.
Say polls the amount trend no.
Okay.
What the trend no na nante. Ye nyina no policies say candidate ebe to bibie to mo. Obey polling kakra say this policy will it be popular?
Okay.
Will it be accepted?
Okay.
Will people understand it? Free SHS no enye 2012 ne de ba yo. Na Wakufo do campaign mu in 2008 but it never made the headlines.
Sure.
2012 any pejamu any de ba 2016 and a Ghana phone nyina eti Agyapong enti mesre I have no difficulty with prophets.
Okay.
There be prophets bibi wo ho you see, and the question is how does one become a prophet? See, that's the problem. That's the problem I have. How does one become a prophet? Because you see, me say,
if you decide, prayer center be your fasting there 40 days,
then God will call. You see, that's the problem I have. Catholic Church, no? Oh, Obi, Catholic Church, no?
Yes.
You were minor seminary.
Yes.
What you say?
Yes.
Ufri minor seminary. No, I major seminary. And no, Uko course, no, 7 years.
Sure.
First year, no, obey theology, near more degree.
Yes.
So you understand the Bible and what it says. You understand the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now, I am surprised when I see people preaching the gospel with the Old Testament when the New Testament was an improvement.
Yeah, but I said the Bible is...
No, but I'm saying,
I'm saying.
So I'm a student of Christian religious studies.
Okay.
At St. Charles Minor Seminary. I went to a minor seminary.
You almost became a
Roman father. I just missed the call. I didn't get the call. But if I had gotten the call by now, I would have been Reverend Father Anthony Abeifa Kabo.
Of the
Laura Parish. I'm telling you, me now for my classmates but some couldn't continue because their units got finished at some point. Into a by a bit of prisons, a bit of police, a bit of different places. But 1 or 2 be the koya in a monim, a Reverend Father. And no, sa prophecy. Say me dina oh kwesiakwa me hu sa daka hunu bi da wo ai enu never me say omuko 5 northern regions wonko be sorry na enkasa ansem no wo. You will understand why I say what I say. And I'm telling you that Fountain Gate, it has existed for the last 30 plus years, but that man has never dabbled in prophecy. Ajinastare, he started in Tamale. My senior sister attended his church. You know your friend of Brother Charles, who can sorry a Katie rest house, who you and some were on prophecy. I mean, this is Papa say I prophesy and then 31st or who the Besie and a President Kufuor and a former president to be and I mean what is all that? Obi Brochia so for being not even Joel Austin, TD Jakes can sit on a national TV and say that I prophesy that this will happen. Next day he'll be arrested. He will be arrested. But in Ghana here, Emudaho. Ebikura to radio station, Ebikura of TV station. I broadcasting more.
Of course, I am African Media. Also, subscribe, like, now, if you share my for one way to any bench. Way, Honorable Anthony Abeifa Akabo, former MP for Laura and a senior advisor for Dr. Alhaji Mohammed Bawumia and the campaign team. We did come on very neat and nicely. Yes, this is what we want. Yeah, we send us and you say, I didn't pen say, me criticize on Obi campaign message internally. Now say, I'm you kuku. But I say, Obi kase, me was ka, emphasis can a boom mind. He had the good ideas and a boom mind. What can? And to know a peaceful election, one more. A mobile function at Trimson to Kobi Kusiwa, and now and Timmy was busy, any idea, the worst with Trimsan. You free with Trim. No, you free with Trim and fancy with Trim, sir. Then to come point to me, about one a fair, free and fair election, one more quaquaton. Now, sophobia was where you bear my young group offer. One man or the region, and messages I'm coming one more show, one assignment book. Now, Sabukins and some of the so for Timmy and commission what true book I am documenting. Oh, yes. Now, mono may say Zubim, you were candidate to be home. Or not the more yen a professor. Oh, Heh. But one I ever told us, I'm funny favor, the moment tell him, Mono Moshas, yes, and will be winning a big grab your my book. Oh, yes, a be a book. Namono, I said, Moon names a moody Jebby Nadia. Yes. Oh, yes. Moon names a moody Nadia. Na assemble baby. Assem ebe baby. And ram my video of Alex Tete. Ono namo eye campaign cassette Bawumia Waini or ye this or ye that. Dr. Mohammed Bawumia one your bar or ye and then a campaign you say where your campaign message where more your campaign message where no campaign message campaign message no the abano and to moon soon dear na 11 days near Quatuaba me say show down number 2 hi smart African Media obaswa but more this over subscribe or like no sign a share the amount for one we chichi and ben jebusua and my phone here na me crowd.